Paragon Traders, how you doing? I just screwed up that start. All right, my friends. Let's look at some scalping strategies. Um, I was back and forth on whether or not to bring this up, but I think I've gone back and back tested these strategies. They're pretty good, and they're high probability. So it's kind of what we want. How do you like my chart here? I don't even know how I did that. That's how good I am. All right. So the first one, we need 3 exponential moving averages that we use. Just that and the candles. All right. So we need the 100. That's the yellow. The 50. It's always orange on my screen. And the 25 exponential moving average. And I'll show you what we do with those. Now, the first thing we want to do is identify a trend. Now, we identify a trend by looking at these. They're all headed in the same direction, right? You don't want one to be headed this way. Okay? They're all headed in the same direction. They should be widening out because they're headed in the same direction. Why? Because they are shorter time periods and we have a trend going. So that's the first thing you want. Let's get rid of those. Second thing you want to see is, I'm going to see if I can draw, but I know I can't. I think I can. I'm just going to draw here. You want all the prices to be, you don't want them wandering in here like that. You want all the prices to be out here on one side of the 25 EMA. That's another way we know we have a trend. So that's the number one thing to do. Number 2, we need to see, oops, I'm still on drawing. We need to see if, what we want to see is that, so let's suppose we found this thing, here. And yes, these are all headed the same way. It's not as long a trend as that was, but they're all headed the same way. We've got the prices out here. And then the second thing we want it to do is we want it to come challenge the 25 and or the 50 EMA. Okay? Because then what we're going to do is as long as it doesn't cross that and close outside of that, we're fine. But we need it to bounce back outside those moving averages. So it comes in here, tests the 25 a bit, crosses at one point, but doesn't close, above it, hits it again. We can either do it. We can either enter here. What is this drawing tool I have? Let's go to something a little more. There we go. So it comes in, tests this, does not break it. It's actually a very good sign. So what we want to do is enter on the first candle that closes outside of that 25 EMA again. And we want to do it at the close of that candle. All right. And our stop loss, we want to have just above the prior swing low. So say right there. Okay. So this is our entry right here. This is our stop loss. Man, those do not look parallel. Now, with these, I like to have, I know you guys know that I don't like targets. I don't like target prices. I like to let the chart tell me what to do. But I want you guys to practice target prices if you're going to start scalping. Okay, so whatever this distance is, set a target that's 1.5 times that. Okay, so I would have to get 3.3. What's 1.5 times 3.3? It is 4.995, somewhere around there. Okay, so we'll have our target be somewhere around 5. Okay, so that's where we'll have our target. Now, this is why I don't like targets, because, if we get out there, look at what we just missed. But then it can snap back fast too. So, plus, again, guys, we're scalping. It's going to be a lot of trades. And take your gain, move on, because there are going to be plenty of opportunities, as you're going to see here. It does it again, comes, tests the 20, hits it, or 25 EMA, hits it, and what we're going to want to do is, you can either start it here, so we'll have another entry point here. God, I feel that it's just, is there anywhere it tells us the angle on that? That one looks straight. Okay, this one does not. We'll have our stop loss here. All right, and then you just want 1.5 times that. Now, I'm not saying you're never going to get stopped out, but this is a high probability trade. They usually work out. So have your stop loss, somewhere down here. Okay. And again, you can see they're leaving some pips on the table, but again, we have plenty of opportunities. I used pound dollar just because you can see the spreads here. Oh, they were a little better earlier, but like 0.4 pips, that's not bad. If we go to euro dollar, 0.2 pips. So, and it was kind of doing the same tonight. Coming up, testing it, coming out. We have our stop loss, that would be right there. So either we got in there or we got in there, whatever it is, and then it comes down here, and then it does it again. So that's how you do this trade. 3 EMAs. I was scalping these a lot tonight using this, and it was working very, very well. In fact, I've got my set up on my other monitor here, and I'm looking at it periodically. All right, so that's the first strategy. The second strategy utilizes 1 EMA. So I am going to get rid of these EMAs. I'm going to bullish. Okay, so there are bullish, so engulfing bear, engulfing bull. Those are both indicators here. Okay, so you just got to find them. There they are. They're both indicators there. And then I want the 200 EMA. That's what this is. It's the 200 EMA. We're going to move that up, because something else I want to do is have, where did it go? We need the RSI. All right. Now, in the RSI, I want you to configure. Oh, we're going to configure those engulfing bars too. But RSI, take out the upper and lower band. Just leave the 50. I just want to know where the midpoint is in the RSI. Okay. Take out the upper 80, the 20, wherever it is, 75, 25, 70, 30. Take that out. And let's get rid of that ugly. Yeah, let's have our purple and is that burgundy? I'm loving that. Let's leave that. So we have our RSI, the engulfing. Oh, let me show you what to do in there. So we need to go to the inputs and mark no detection. And I actually set that as the default. So do that on both. No detection, default. Okay. So here's what we do. This is how we trade these. Okay. Our entry, we need a few things to happen. I'm going to go to, let's see, Euro Aussie. Euro Aussie, kind of a good trader for me tonight. So what we need is a bullish engulfing. Okay. So one of these blue ones. We need that. And we need this to be above the 50 when that happens. So right here, you can see at this candle, we are just above the 50. So I kind of took a chance and traded that. So this was my entry point. Again, go at the close of the candle there. Let's make it white. Stop loss will be the bottom of the candle, wherever the tail is or the body. So that is your entry, your stop loss. And on these, I want you to set a target of 2 times. So let's see. That looks about like 2 times. Okay. So again, this is scalping. This is fast trading. And you make your money, you get out, and you move on. Now, here we have another bullish. Like I said, there are trades all the time. So don't worry about getting out and missing pips, because guess what? We just got another one. That is above, and I already know what's going to happen here. This is going to be one of those times it doesn't work. And then this will be, we'll set our 2 times, the distance between entry and the stop loss. Well, it came down, stopped us out. Okay. So we got stopped out there. Don't get discouraged, because again, we have another one right here, right there. And then at the bottom of that candle, and then 2 times that. All right, so we enter there. It definitely tests us, but it doesn't stop us out. And we go all the way up here, take our profit. Now, again, the more comfortable you get with these, the more you can use, trailing stops, whatever you want. What I'm saying is that even if we would have gotten stopped out, guess what? We have another one right here, and another one right here, because this is above the 50 line. So again, your entry criteria are needs to be a bearish or a bullish engulfing, which are the blue ones. The bearish are the red ones, and it's just going to be the opposite thing. So look at all these opportunities, because it's almost always below the 50 down here. So when you get a bearish engulfing, for example, let's just do this one. Bearish engulfing, where it closes. Have the stop loss be at the other end of that candle. And then your target is going to be 2 times that distance. All right? Because guess what? Here comes another one. We're below the 50, a bearish engulfing. We enter there. Stop loss is there. And our target somewhere around there. Okay? That's kind of where the bearish moves end, and it kind of reverses on us. So these are great scalping techniques in that they've been back tested. They're high probability. I just did a bunch, and I actually did them on the Euro Aussie. I did them on the pound dollar, and the Euro dollar. So I was trading all of this. So let me know if you have any questions. Couple things to remember as you're scalping. Scalping it requires that you be at your computer. You cannot scalp with your phone at work. It's not going to work. So, make sure you have the time to do it. What else was I going to say about that? I'm setting it right. Okay, so the first thing is don't try to do it with more than one pair at a time. If you're bouncing around between, say, and this is an example of do what I say, not as I do, just use Euro dollar or pound dollar or something that's very liquid right now, has some good volume so that the spreads are thin, and just use that pair for now. If you don't like that pair, move on to another pair. If it doesn't have the volume to get you the thin spreads, don't use it. Use a pair that has good volume, that's going to get you minimal spreads, because again, scalping is high oh my gosh, I can't think of the word. High, meaning we trade a lot of trades. So if you're constantly paying high commissions and spread fees, or slippage, that's going to wipe out a lot of your gains. And each one of these trades isn't huge as far as pip gains go. So if you're losing most of those pips to the spread, it's going to be hard to make this profitable. Another thing I want to remind you of, like I said, it requires you being in front of the computer. Don't do it for too long. Take a break. Again, I have done every one of these things that I'm telling you not to do, and trust me, you don't want to do them. Staring at a computer for hours and hours and hours, you get worn out, and you're going to miss something. So just be cognizant of that. Maybe limit yourself to however many hours you think you can stay focused. Now, the whole reason I'm doing this video is because the market has been extremely choppy lately, or at least it was a couple weeks ago, and I had a lot of frustrated traders, and I got it. I get it. I mean, I was in that chop too. So sometimes you got to get down in the mud and do a little scalping, a little wholesome scalping. But if you don't want to do this, that's fine. Stick with your strategy. But when it's choppy, these can be good strategies because they're not that difficult, and they usually work. So again, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm trying to think if there were any more. All right, same pair. Do it with the same pair. Make sure the strategy or the spread is thin. Don't do it for too long. And stay disciplined. Don't worry about those pips you're leaving on the table, because chances are you're going to get another shot at it really fast. really soon. All right, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to get back at it here and see what else I can do. But let me know if you have any questions on these indicators as well. Again, these are bullish, engulfing bull, engulfing bear, the red ones. Make sure to set them up to the no detection. The RSI, we just want the 50 line. And on this one, needs to be above or below the 200 moving exponential moving average. Sorry. So most of my trades tonight were shorts. So I'm going to dive back into that. Let me know if you have any questions, and trade well, my friends.